Binge the full week ad-free over at patreon.com/inspireddisorder.
What you manifest in your mind, you can bring to reality.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Swipe Up, 112th episode of the show where I share some posts from Instagram that I liked and thought you might want to see and hear my opinions on. Let's get it started, shall we, with this piece from Adam the Creator. Of course, a lot of people have died this year, and here is a piece of art of Alex Trebek kind of hosting the recently dead version of Jeopardy in heaven, if that's what you believe in, afterlife, whatever it is. Apparently, everybody gets wings. It's the Red Bull convention. But yeah, Alex Trebek, of course, rest in peace. Kobe Bryant was kind of the first person. He's like kicked off 2020 in a lot of ways. Like for a lot of people, when Kobe Bryant died, was like the worst day of their life. And like little did they know that the rest of 2020 was still ahead of them. And then of course Ruth Bader Ginsburg and Black Panther, which I'm blanking on. Chadwick Boseman. There you go. Just amazing piece. I love this. Despite the fact I do not believe in heaven, I still love this piece of art, and I'm not a Kobe Bryant fan. But it's a lot of people looked up to, and people that were amazing at what they did and cared about other people, and R.I.P. to all of them. And to the 250,000 of people that have to this point died in the United States of America because of lack of leadership. Because the orange Cheeto is just a useless human and did literally nothing. So now, anyway, whatever. Moving on. Moving on to this awesome video of this artist who does abstract painting while skydiving out in Texas, captured sky art. She likes to sing as she approaches the land. So let's take a look.
I like to move it, move it. I like to move it, move it. We like to move it.
Somebody that's so unafraid of skydiving, which I'm not, but there are a lot of people are. I mean, you could see her painting kind of strapped to her leg in this video, and just all the paint that's crusted all over her. But yeah, just fun. I don't know. It's like I've skydived twice. The free fall is amazing. Kind of the feeling when you first roll out of the plane is amazing. Once the parachute opens, just things kind of get quiet. And it's just kind of very relaxing, and you can see, you have crazy views, and it's just really kind of peaceful once the parachute opens. So yeah, I would probably be singing, especially if you get that kind of echo. I'd be singing too, coming down. So right on. Anyway, moving on now to some news for one of my favorite MMA fighters who has long since retired, had 2 knee surgeries, podcast that I enjoy his contributions to. But he's got a new acting role. Former UFC star Michael Bisping to lead Boxing Tale: The Journeyman, which is a perfect role for him. I mean, he's somebody that, professional fighter. He's late in his career. Of course, he's never been this type of a journeyman fighter. He's playing somebody who had a record of 11 wins and 85 losses, which is something you find a lot in boxing, which is not the most well-structured sport to be competitive in the truer sense of the word. It's not what is that? there's a term, but I'm not. I'm blanking. Bisping will play Kenny the Beast Breen, an alcoholic, drug abusing, past his prime journeyman boxer with a record of 11-85-0, who, after being diagnosed with neurological damage, CTE probably, continues his career on the small hall circuit at grave risk to himself, which is something that Bisping can relate to on a lot of levels. It's somebody who's literally lost an eye fighting, thanks to Vitor Belfort and his cheating with steroids. Michael Bisping lost an eye. I think it's his left eye. And started to have problems with his good eye after his last fight that he fought. I believe it was after his last fight with Gaslam that he fought. He started seeing signs of things to come, of a path that would not lead him to having complete eyesight. So yeah, I'm excited for this. I'm a big fan of Bisping. I was a big fan of him as a fighter. I'm a big fan of him as a person. I agree with a lot of the things that he's passionate about, as far as being on the right side of history, understanding that climate change is real, understanding that science is a thing that is important to listen to, that masks are important, that this virus is a real thing, that because people are ignoring and not taking proper precautions, and lack of federal leadership, that it has continued to explode across this country. So big ups to Michael Bisping. Congratulations to you. Now let's move on here to another congratulations in some ways. Fat Mike from NoFX, lead singer. Him with a lot of other artists like Chuck D put out a full page ad in the New York Times. No, this is something different. Oh, this is them being covered in allhiphop.com. Chuck D takes out full page ad in New York Times demanding Trump leave office. This is something that not only Chuck D was a part of, but director Lily Wachowski, NoFX frontman Fat Mike, and philosopher Noam Chomsky all supported, along with others, trying to get people to go to the website refusefascism.org, demanding that Trump and Vice President Mike Pence leave the office now. I think there's, after seeing the quote-unquote million MAGA march, which was all of a few thousand people, far from the millions that they say were there, when you contrast that group of people who are passionate enough to defend Trump becoming a future dictator, versus the crowds of people for Black Lives Matter, listen, they don't want that smoke. Just because they have their military cosplay, just because they have their assault rifles, most of those motherfuckers would be out of gas jogging down the street. It is what it is, but it's a pathetic group of people to even use the word proud in something that's describes your group. Moving on now to something I am proud of. This is one of my favorite. I only know Demi Adigibe from podcasts, but he's an amazing podcaster, funny dude, super creative dude. But these are pictures of him celebrating after Biden won, after finally the race was called. I think it was last Friday or last Saturday, or I don't even remember. But this is him out in LA celebrating with a bunch of other people. All day he was posted up at this gas station celebrating with people, and it was just great to see. Great to see, and good on him. Shout out to Demi for all that he does. He's an amazing artist. I would just call him an artist. Very creative, very talented. Moving on now to the final artist of Swipe Up. This one is the artist DYA22YRJTA0X. on some social media called Douyin. But he's sculpting a portrait in mud, which looks like it could be just on the side of some road wherever he lives. And they are just amazing. There's one to the left that is already completed, and just the glossiness of the face, it's amazing work. Amazing work. And just proof that, like, you don't need certain supplies or tools to create art. If you really want to create something, you can just go outside and get some mud and start sculpting, and you can, eventually get to a point where that's just amazing. It's just amazing stuff. I wanted to make sure I shout it out. Just awesome stuff. If you're listening to this episode, make sure you go to watch the video version, obviously. And then links, obviously, as always, to all of these profiles that I've mentioned are linked in the show notes for this episode. And let's do some shout outs to those people right now. Shout out Adam.the.creator. Shout out Captured Sky Art. Shout out Mike Bisping. Shout out Fat Mike Dude. All Hip Hop Com. Shout out Electro Lemon. Shout out Arts.worth. And shout out, most importantly, to you. Make sure you support our sponsor, Ting, and get yourself $25 in credit by going through my link, inspireddisorder.com/Ting. Ting is a cell phone service that has great service all over the place. They use all the major networks to perform their service, but you only pay for what you use. So if you're at home, you're on Wi-Fi all the time, you're going to have extremely low monthly bills. So get yourself $25 in credit to either buy yourself a new phone or bring your old phone over and save money starting now. Use my link, inspireddisorder.com/Ting. New episodes of The Ray Taylor Show come out every single day. Subscribe on IGTV, YouTube, and everywhere else podcasts are found. Binge the full week ad-free over at patreon.com/inspireddisorder. Buy Ray Taylor Show merch over at inspireddisorder.com and follow the show on Instagram at Ray Taylor Show. Have a wonderful day, everybody. Peace out!